Yes, the boohoo effect here. I would just like to go over a couple of things that these couple individuals in this gang, with their sensitive issues they got going on, crying around on the threads. Not that I look, I just kind of scan through. That's all I need. Just get the gist of your whining. Yes, Moo. I'd like to bring this up since, we're now, at the time of being frank with each other. Because I was just kind of saving face, pretending like everything was normal because, you're all buddies with Tracy now. I get that. It's a gang thing. It's a friendship thing. But, now that, you're being frank with me, again, no pun intended, you're letting it all out. So I'm going to let it all out too. I would like to know why you got a free pass about the filth that Katie was talking about in front of her kids. Why was she raked over the coals? It's kind of like this reptilian overlord with Gam. She got a free pass on that Chang thing, when they terrorized this guy. Why did you get a free pass when you were talking that filth with Katie? You weren't going against what she was conveying to you, were you? No, you sanctioned that conversation, didn't you? Katie was on your hangout, Moo, aka Terry, aka Fiction Fighter, aka LULZjunkie. It was on your hangout and you said nothing. You allowed her to say those things because you were enjoying it. You were enjoying that particular filth that was coming out of Katie's mouth. But yet she gets the blame and you didn't when you hosted it. You could have said, hey, look, if you don't have any proof of these serious allegations, maybe we shouldn't be talking about this. No, you even allowed Katie to continue talking about it in front of her kid. You said nothing. What makes you better than Agent 19? In fact, you're worse. Because Katie, since then, that I know of, has not went in this area since that initial time with who? With you, Miss Moo. Yeah, And you're all sensitive and hurt. You've been crying around ever since that. I noticed you made a comment to Tracy about how she's the leader of your little gang. I find it hilarious. Tracy's the leader. It's hilarious. I mean, what happened to you during your childhood? Were you ignored in school, Terry? The usual suspects when adults grow up and they got these insecurities. Were you not part of the cool kids? Were you not allowed, huh? You want to be in this gang and what, you're pushing 60 now? Yeah, that's, you need to really do some serious soul searching before your life naturally expires. Because when that time comes, Terry, you're going to wish that you did. And let's get on with this backstabbing thing. You got some nerve. You got no shame, do you? If you did, you would not go in this area. You got some nerve. Do you remember me calling out Montagraph and Agent 19 in 2015? Yes, do you remember that? You're all buddy. Oh, I'm glad you're calling out these two. Somebody's got to. Wow, look at Katie. Yeah, you told Katie. And Katie threw a tantrum, that I was harassing her for 7 effing years. And guess what you did? You turned coat for Katie. Yes, you did, once again. Kind of like that filth talk about children, on that hangout. You backstab me. And then you become friends with Tracy and expect me to forgive you just because you forgave Tracy. Well, I hate to break it to you, Moo, Terry. I am not joined at the hips with Tracy. I am my own individual woman, and get that through your moo head, all right? You're the backstabber. Laugh now, cry later, in which he did to Night Sabers. He came onto my thread, I didn't invite him, and tried to push that Frank dox on me. And I told him, look, I don't think it's Frank, so why are you trying to push that dox onto me? I've checked into it 7 years ago. This is nothing new to me. You guys just revived it. It's old news. Old hat. All right? It was a hoax. That's what Forrest does. He picks out, just like Harry, they pick out somebody that resembles somebody else, and they go with it as a legitimate dox. He's done it with Augie Nelson. Okay, the dox is bogus. You guys are trying to make a square peg fit into a round hole. You know, you need a few days to think on this visit to Peru with Frank and his family. Why do you need a few days, huh? To come up with a way to shirk the fact that he was actually there at a time when Agent 19 was in front of his aquarium? Yeah, well, it'd be interesting what you conjure up. And, you know, Elliot, you can cry all you want. You know, you say you're not affected. Look, just because you're not posting videos, it doesn't mean that you're not affected. You've been crying ever since. You know, you made me to believe, you know, that everything's cool. And I let it go, and you've been whining ever since. You go on a thread of Night Sabers, you know, the man that's pretending to be a little girl, and you made the insinuation that it might be true that I am this Professor Doom, a convicted felon. You know, that what, murdered somebody, I believe? Yes, I'm going to take offense of that. Get that through your head, Trollop Rules. I'm going to take offense of that. He did that because he was mad at me. All right? That's a reason to react. I'm sorry, but in my book, accusing me of being a convicted felon, that's valid. That's all I have. I don't want this video to be too long, so we'll see you in the next one.